And in the moment, I was like, this is just drama. Like, what's she churning out from her mouth? But now watching it back, I'm like, you clever girl. You clever, clever girl.
Hello, my name is Jack. Welcome back to Off the Runway, your favourite new chat show where we talk to all the fabulous queens from RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 6. And today, it's your favourite beauty queen joining us. It's the Filipino goddess herself, Zahirah. Hello, lovely.
Zahirah, hey, Jack.
How are you, my queen? And how was it watching yourself back on that episode last night? Give me all the details.
You know what? Obviously, it was a hard week for Zahirah, but like looking back at that runway and being part of the iconic challenge that is girl groups in Drag Race UK was nothing short of iconic. I mean, even the fact that I was lip syncing against my Manchester sister Lill, iconic. And Dracula's Child, Dead or Alive, is available now on all streaming platforms.
It was just so good. Honestly, it was my favourite episodes, like, to date. I always loved the girl group challenge, and you really came through, all as a group as well. You know, I know you did have to lip sync against your sister Lill as well, but how was that?
Lil's like my Manchester sister. We're both so sickening, we're both so fierce. But what was magical about that moment was before the lip sync, and she held my hands and she said, this is not even a thing, Zahirah. Like, let's just show them what Manchester's got. But you know what? We both ate, and that's on period. And obviously, in the months of build-up before the show comes out, I mean, I knew that what was coming. And I built it up in my head that I was like, oh my God, I'm such a flop, whatever. But it wasn't as bad as how I made it out in my head. And regardless of that, it was a sickening lip sync. That was my best runway. Yes, I am eliminated, but this show lives on forever. And people will be watching for years to come. And people will binge watch and rewatch, you know, the time that I had on the show. So, like, it's timeless, right? It's timeless.
Yes. We need to talk about your runway as well, because it was absolutely gorgeous. It was one of my standouts. Like, oh my God, the floral arrangement. Take me through how that kind of came to life, the creation behind it, and the inspiration as well, because I feel like it has a whole story that you just need to share.
One of my trans best friends, Alexa Alana, designed the look, drew up the look. I created it. And also, like a day before, so I was writing Chanel's verse and Chanel sewed my skirt. So it's this all amalgamation of that, inspired by Valentino Moschino and my dad's love for Japanese culture. So yeah, beautiful look. Beautiful.
It was gorgeous. It was so gorgeous. And you mentioned your dad there, and it was so touching and heartwarming to watch you talk about your dad so openly on the show. We got to see that quite a few times, which was really, really lovely to see that side of you, just to be vulnerable and open up as well. How was it watching those moments back? Because it must have been difficult during filming. We saw you got emotional, but also it must have been quite similar feeling watching it back as well.
Of course, and I got to watch it with fans, you know. All of these weeks we've been watching, all of the girls have been watching it in different cities across the UK with the fans, and like there was not a dry eye in sight. For me, it was a message to families and parents and children that to show your children love, and to show especially your queer children love and that sense of protection, because as parents, as guardians, mums and dads out there, you're supposed to be there to love and protect your child. And when you do that, see how much they can blossom. And I'm a product of a POC Asian family who loved me, and now I'm on RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, see how much your kids can shine because of your love for them. So yeah, big shout out to the fam.
Was there anything that you would have changed in the girl group? Were there any regrets, or are you happy with everything, how it went?
Oh, throughout the competition, throughout the competition, I watched myself and think, because we filmed this like nearly a year ago now, and I've grown so much, I feel like, coming off the show, because you take the critiques on board. Well, that's what I did anyway. I took the critiques on board and like, you know, about fine tuning and being able to be focused with your concepts. So then watching it back of myself, like less than a year ago, I was like, oh, I would change this, I would change that. Maybe wear pants on the runway for episode 3. And just not be in your head and just absolutely smash it in the way that you know you can. Because I knew for my verse that I could have hit harder with some of the moves from my verse. The lift was a little bit crunchy, and I think I set myself up in my head thinking, oh. But then for the rest of it, after my verse, I was like, okay, just smash it. And if you watch it back, the moves were done. The moves were sickening. They were hit every beat, mama. The house.
I agree, and do you know what? I have to say something. I was living for the ending when you were like serving it to the camera and leaning out to the stage. Then watching it last night, Graham Norton was saying something about, I can't remember the words exactly, but he was saying like you were on the floor and he made like a snide comment about it. I thought you were killing it there. Did you agree that you were serving it? Because I thought you did.
I gave it my all, but Graham will say what Graham says. But I love Graham Norton. I love Graham. He was my gay awakening.
You said you took a lot of the critiques on board, and that's like, it goes to show the queen that you are and the strengths that you have, because that's what it's all about, of course. And there was a moment where the judges said, all in agreement, talking about Kyran, saying she was the Beyonce of her group, and you know everyone else was a faded photocopy, I think was the words. Do you think those were fair critiques to the rest of the queens, but also to Kyran in that moment?
At that moment, for myself, I love Kyran to pieces. That's my brother. That's my brother. I thought we all shined. And when we were choreographing the number, actually, if you watch it back, there's a moment where each of us are in the front, in the center, in the middle. And I felt like we all had that moment to shine. But maybe, I guess, as Michelle had said, she had to think to look back at the other girls, and I guess that's her. But I thought we all smashed it.
It was a group challenge, and I feel like you slayed it all together. But you know, we still saw you slay. Like you really did serve it. You killed it, and it's a shame we didn't get to see more of that on the show. And I know there's like favorite challenges like Snatch Game. Everyone's looking forward to. Of course, we need to know, who were you going to play? Were you looking forward to it? And you know, what were you going to give us in that moment?
I was so excited for Snatch Game because I was like, this is a moment for an Asian queen to finally place the top, and I was gonna do Jim Carrey as the Grinch.
No!
I feel like, right?
That
I feel like
so good.
Zahirah is already very Grinch coded, like, because I'm so loud and so boisterous.
Oh, good.
What are you asking for Christmas?
I love it. There are so many other moments that we could have seen as well. Were there any particular looks that you were really looking forward to sharing on that platform?
Oh yeah, I mean, not to give out the runway categories. Wait, how can I answer this? In terms of how do I answer this without giving the do you know what? Like I'll say this. New Romantics was probably the hardest runway for me to curate a look for. And like a lot of the looks going forward in the competition, I was so excited to wear. And yeah, like you will all get to see all of my runways anyway on social media at Zahirah Zapanta across all social media platforms, period. So follow me on there and you'll get to see all the sickening Zahirah looks.
Yes. Exclusive right there. Make sure you follow. You know what to do. Yeah. You heard it here. Come on.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like we got to see you get really close with a lot of the queens on, and you mentioned Lill at the start as well, and why it was so difficult to lip sync against her. Was there anyone that maybe you didn't click with straight off the bat, from the first episode, that might have changed during the filming process?
That changed during the filming process. Ooh, you know what? Chanel.
Oh.
Chanel, because like she came in guns a-blazing, one-liners, all of this, all of that. You know, she was the drama of the season. But I grew to love Chanel so much during the competition, but also outside of the competition. She's like, I just want to give her like a big, big hug. And I live for all of, you know, all of her confessionals and everything. And she should just own it because she is Chanel producer O'Connor.
Zahirah, we have so many fan questions for you. I'm going to take you to our curiosity corner now. Are you ready for the fan questions? Because they've been coming in.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. First for you, we have Charlie, okay? Now, Charlie's asking you, Zahirah, so many fans were so sad to see you leave, obviously, me included. If you had the opportunity to come back, say, UK versus the World Season 3, would you take it? Because we'd love to see you. I agree, Charlie.
First of all, hi, Charlie. Charlie Anta. Absolutely. My prerogative going forward is to be elevated. And I want to be able to show my growth. And be able to also redeem myself. I feel like going back into the competition would be monumental. It would just be sickening. And I'm so fierce. I'm just so fierce. Absolutely. If Ru called and is like, you know what, we haven't had enough Zahirah.
Ru.
Oh, yes.
Ru,
Well,
you know
yeah.
what to do. I know RuPaul
Absolutely.
watches this, so come on, Ru. You
Shout
heard
out,
it.
Mama Ru. Give the queen her crown.
Now, we've got Lisa asking you a lovely question here, okay? So Lisa asks, you've embraced your British Filipino heritage in your drag. What does that cultural influence mean to you? And how do you blend it in your performances?
This year has been a year of Asian drag excellence.
Yes.
To be a part of that movement and to be a part of that recognition from the fans worldwide has been incredible. And I want to produce shows going forward with some of your favorite Asian queens. So I'm a mouthy gobby girl, so let me just like keep it there. But yeah.
Zahirah, we're going to drag it forward now, okay? This is our next segment, drag it forward. Now, this is one of my favorite segments because this is your opportunity to kind of shine a light on up and coming queens that you may know, maybe in your area that you love and that you're friends with, that haven't had the chance to be on the platform of Drag Race yet, that you'd love to see on the show. Are there any queens that come to mind who you'd love to see on Drag Race?
I would love to see Skylar's sister from Manchester, Sophia Stardust from London.
Yes.
Like, that is my sissy queen. That is my sissy queen. Scottish representative, Roger. Amazing seamstress. Mother of Octavia. Sickening. And also, I would love to see a South Asian queen being represented on television because I think that's very important. Someone that comes into mind is Dosa Cat. Such a sickening dancer and performer. We come from seasoning 6. So let's keep that going into seasoning 7.
This is Guest Judge Collab Sashay Away. This is our little game segment for you. We're gonna have some fun with this. It's a bit like Snog, Marry, Kill, okay? I'm gonna give you 3 celebs. You're gonna tell me who you want to see as a guest judge on Drag Race UK, who you'd love to collab with, and who you tell to sashay away. Are you ready? You've got Dua Lipa, you've got Florence Pugh, and you've got Joe Locke, okay?
Joe Locke, I would... Oh, he could be a guest judge because I think he's been wanting to be a guest judge on Drag Race.
Yes,
I think I saw that
he does.
Collab with Dua Lipa. Ooh. And unfortunately, Sashay Away, Florence Pugh. But you were amazing on Black Widow.
Oh, sorry, Florence. She's crying right now. Honestly, Zahirah, you've really upset her.
Be upset. Stay upset.
It's okay, we can move on. I've got another game for you, okay? This is Snatch That Wig, okay? So I'm gonna give you 4 categories and you're gonna tell me what you wanna steal from each queen on the cast, okay? Your first category is wardrobe. So whose looks do you wanna steal on your cast?
Marmalade. Duh. Is that even a
Honestly, Marmalade.
question?
Marmalade, they're still coming for your looks. You need to lock away. Put a lock on that wardrobe, like they're coming for you, okay? Dance moves. Whose dance moves do you want to steal from the cast?
My brother Octavia, because he just hits every move. She's that little Energizer bunny. And I'm like, how are you finding these beats to this song? And I can't even fathom these beats, but you're hearing it. So like that girl's like musicality is like next level.
Okay, now comedy. Whose jokes do you want to? What queen do you want to take all the jokes from? Comedy queen.
Lavoie. Jokes. Lavoie's so funny. I really thought she was gonna be in the top for the acting challenge. I was good.
Okay, and last one, Shade.
You know what? If I had Chanel's Rolodex in that brain and those one-liners, I'm like, wow. How is your brain working? Like, because these reads are clever. And in the moment, I was like, this is just drama. Like, what's she churning out from her mouth? But now watching it back, I'm like, you clever girl. You clever girl. But the best kind of shade is when it like it's also got a double entendre, or like it's funny and it's like wink nudge nudge, and that is what Chanel is.
Now our final segment for you, Zahara, this is Future Realness. This is your moment to envision yourself 5 years from now and just give us what you want. Tell us where you're going to be. What is the future dreams for you? Global drag superstar, yes. What's next?
Yes, I want to tour the world. As I said in my Meet the Queens, I want to be a cover girl, and I want to be able to look back in 5 years' time and do all of these things and be even muggier and be even more beautiful and more incredible and most importantly, humble. So yeah, I'm excited for I'm excited for the ride.
We can't wait to see that and be on that ride with you, honey, because we're all going to stick along because we love you and we can't wait to see what you do next. So thank you so much. It's been a joy with you today and I can't wait to see what you get up to next.
Thank you for having me, Jack.
Anytime, you're always welcome back, lovely. Mwah. And thank you for watching. We will see you next week on Off the Runway, where we'll be talking to another fabulous queen from Drag Race UK. So we'll see you then.